You don't realize just how privileged you are to be part of something while it's going on. The only way you're ever going to win is to be a family, is really be tight and to trust one another.
The Lakers had a struggle last year. We lost our world championship, but we're going to get it back.
Head coach, Pat Riley.
Everybody loved him. Everybody loved the situation that he had brought to the team and the freedom that he kind of recreated. He opened up the gates again and said, you know, we're going to run. I'm going to trust you guys.
Right side, in deep, bank of 10 is good.
Riley just wrote that thing to a championship, man.
3, 2, 1. The Lakers are the world champions.
Pat, congratulations.
I'll tell you what, Brandon, the players deserve all the credit because they're the ones that played. They trusted me early in the season when I didn't know what I was doing, and we've come a long way.
That day that Jerry Buss said, you can do this, has led to this day today. I mean, he chose me. Took a $100 million team and he threw it at some kid who never coached. And then they kick you through the door and they say, here, go for it. You're the one.
When you think back to Monday, it is still hard to believe that the Celtics beat the Lakers by 34 points.
Hello and welcome to another Sports Spin where we take a sports story and we spin it. I'm Sun-EB7. Thank you for joining. So yeah, looking at that video up front, man, that right there brings back a lot of memories. It's kind of bittersweet though because, you know, you're looking at them and you're just thinking like, where is the time gone? Like, it just seems like, we know it's been a lot of time since they were prominent and now, but it don't seem like it's been that long. Seeing Kareem out there, you know, Kareem was in a movie with Bruce Lee. Now, yeah, it's things have changed. A big deal, a great deal, I should say. So yeah, I had to bring this one out because, like I said in another video, the NBA has dropped off considerably, and hopefully they find a way to get back to prominence. Right now, I don't think that they carry that mystique that they used to, and you know, it's evolution, it's changing times. It may never go back to that. I don't know if they will, and they may never need to because as time grows and evolution happens, things get better, or at least they should. So yeah, we'll have to see. But it was great seeing this. The only question I had was, why did it take so long? Clearly, he was one of the best coaches and the best dress coaches in the league. He should have had a statue right up there with the rest of them. No, I'm kidding. They do things when they do things. When it's time, it's time. It's just how it is. You don't really know what goes on behind the scenes and what it takes to make this happen. So, you know, it didn't matter when it happened. It was always going to be a pleasure and a treasure to witness because some of us, like you youngsters, y'all don't get to do this, but some of us get to look at this and go back in time. That's our time machine. We get to go back in time. We get to see actually what was happening. We get to remember what was happening during those times. What were you doing? Where were you working? And all these things while we watch them now get honored for it. So yeah, that's to me that's priceless. It really is. It's you know, if you watch back then, you cannot fathom how the NBA is now. It ain't terrible now. It's just not. It's like if it was that great back then and you had them and then Jordan came and built on that, and now the next generation, they didn't necessarily, well, Tim Duncan, them, they built on that, and then it kind of, you know, I don't know. It is what it is. I'll say this. I tried to stir up a little something the other day, some of you seen it. I put out a greatest of all time org chart. I might not be able to see it, but I know there were some arguments about that. It was really cool. I did that in about an hour. It wasn't like I didn't have nothing to do, but it just came to my mind and I was like, let me do this. And I just created that. And so I was laughing the whole time because I knew there's going to be some people that think it's really cool. It's probably been printed already. People probably got it on their wall or whatever. And there's going to be some people that think this is BS. I wouldn't put him up there, I was laughing because when the GOAT debate was really in its, when it was really big, I was sick of it. I got tired of the GOAT debate. When they had it on First Take and stuff, I was like, this is a nothing burger. Why do they keep talking about this? And then when it went away, I was like, well, wait a minute. Ain't nobody talking about the GOAT debate. Let me stir something up. This is just how we work. I got tired of it. And then when it stopped, I was like, let me start it back up. But yeah, no, a lot of us that are older, we remember the NBA and when it was a big thing. And having Pat Riley go back and get his statue is definitely fitting because, like I said, if you're back there, you know what this is about. If you're young, you probably can't understand the hoopla because it was a different type of basketball back then, a different kind of coaching, a different type of coaching. And we all watched it. We enjoyed it. And now we get to treasure it. So yeah. You take those kind of things for granted until you get a certain age and then you realize that these things were blessings. Back then you thought, oh, it's the NBA, so they should be good and they should do these things, and they did, until you don't see it. Or when you see it differently, then you realize that was a blessing. The Showtime Lakers, the Big Time Bulls, the Hammer Times Pistons, the 76ers. I mean, it goes on and on. Maybe you will look at this group that's playing right now, 20 years, 30 years from now, and say, oh, that was basketball, that was great. I don't know. Because you don't know it when you're in it. When we were watching that back then, I guarantee you we wasn't thinking, this will go away. We will never see this again. We wasn't thinking that. We was thinking, oh, yeah, you wait until the next guy coming out of college. But that's not how it went. But it did do it for a while. And it's probably going to get back to that. But I don't know what the NBA needs to do to try to bring that back. I see they're passing new rules against tanking. Well, tanking been a problem for a long time. Finally, they're trying to do something about it. There's some things that they did in the past years that created that tanking thing. Now that's a business decision. It should never be in the game. Competitive. But you see what I'm saying? Do you think they tanked back in the 70s, 80s, 90s so they can get good players? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think that these guys were so competitive that if you told them to tank, they wouldn't do it. I don't know. It just appeared to be, looking back, it appears to be different. And they didn't have a reason to tank back then. The rules and the law, the way the game was played was different. And so I don't know that they're the same. The reason that they're tanking now, there were some things that got passed in a few CBAs that caused them to say, okay, well, if we can get that, then tank. We already blew the season. We're already out of the playoffs. You might as well stop winning so we can get a good player and go from there. Which is, when you think about it, it's kind of sad. But, I get it. I get why they're doing it. It's a business decision. So, I was going to say, the story about Pat Riley never coaching before, walking into that job, and then becoming that successful. Oh, that's epic. That is, listen, I know there's been other cases of a coach in the NBA that's never coached before. That has happened. But it has never turned out like this. It has never been this freaking successful. He didn't just be successful in LA, he's successful in Miami too. And that's one of the things I was thinking. I don't think this is the last statue we're going to see of him. I think he's going to have a statue in 2 different states. I don't know. But, it's probably going to be a long time before we see it. But, or unless he already got one down there. If he did, I missed that one. But, yeah, it is a story that I don't think you will ever see that again. Not the way this one happened. This is the fairy tale type of stuff that what they say what dreams were made of. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know if I knew that back then. I don't think I knew that he had never coached, even though I was following the college basketball and football. And pro basketball very, very closely. We all did. And I don't know that I knew that he had never coached before. So yeah, having said that, I feel privileged and I didn't even play. I have nothing to do with that. But I feel privileged and honored to have witnessed such greatness at the magnitude by which they played and that they during their time. And I'm sure none of us who are from back then will ever forget, right? This is history right here. And it's one of the great things in history. History has bad and good, and this is one of those great stories told and lived by the best. And we were able to live it with them, even though we weren't on the court. And all I can say is it's absolutely amazing. It is. Seeing those kinds of things, it just does something for you when you look at where things have come from and what it was. It doesn't have to be that in the future, but it does need to grow and it does need to get better. And if you were there back then, you know what I'm talking about. The question is, can and will the NBA get back to that type of great? So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, just remember this sports story has been spun. Take care.